we're all pretty curious how Travis Hunter is adapting on the offensive side of the ball and working with you.
Yeah, really well. I mean, he's a natural receiver, and he's obviously a very gifted athlete. So yeah, I got the pleasure of coaching him. And one thing about Travis, a lot of people don't understand, is that he's a very coachable dude, very coachable player. His attention to detail is great. He's great in meetings. He asks great questions, and he works his butt off on the field. So he's a pleasure to coach.
What are some of the areas that he's still kind of raw in as a receiver?
You know, I think he's come along. He's further along than I would think at this point with understanding coverage and understanding football IQ and you know, the coverage dictating where he needs to be. For him, there's certain situations. You know, maybe leverage of a DB, and I'm running an in-breaking route. I need to get to a certain leverage. I need to get to a certain depth. His football IQ is really high. He understands coverage. He understands all those things. For me, it's just carving out the small little details for him to understand within this offense. If that makes sense.
What about Montana and some of those guys that have been here? What are your impressions of those guys?
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. Montana is a guy who we know has produced, and you know, he's been in the fire. He's done it. You know, he's a guy that we've seen make contested catches. He's a reliable target that we're going to continue to lean on. Some of those other vet guys, you know, it's an overall competition right now, and everyone's fighting for their job. You know, Ty Robinson, he's come along the last couple of days, making nice plays. I need to see more out of Grant Page. He had a nice day yesterday, made a play for us. He needs to continue to have that confidence to make plays. So overall, you know, collectively the group is competing. We just got to keep stacking days on days on days.
How much has Coach Lewis been relying on you, just with your experience for sure last season, and Travis and all the other guys that have come with from Jackson? How much has Coach Lewis been relying on you in that regard?
My job is to make sure the receivers are in the right spot. And we put a lot on our receivers in this offense. You know, there's a lot of different stuff going on. There's a lot of different adjustments based off of coverage. So, you know, anytime we get walk-through meetings, you know, we got to do our best, and I got to do my best as a coach to, you know, have that level of understanding and make sure our guys know where the heck they need to be. And if we know where to be as receivers, we're going to carve up some defenses this year.
Kind of along those lines, how much of this offense, in terms of the sets and the things you're talking about, getting the guys some reps, how much of the offense is going to be installed by the end of spring? How much will still be a work in progress?
I would say a bulk of it. You know, the stuff that you're going to be good at, the stuff that you know you're going to do during the fall, that's what you're going to invest your time in the spring, and that's what we've been doing, and we've been doing it over and over and over again until we get it right, you know, routinely, consistently. Once the fall hits, you know, obviously game plan wise, there's going to be some tweaks, but you know, when we get into critical situations and you know, stuff starts hitting the fan, you're always going to rely on your bread and butter. So that's what we got to get right now.
I know it's a couple months away, but in week 2, you guys are, or week 3, you guys are going against one of your old mentors, and Coach Norvell, just up the road. What has that relationship with him meant to you, and how much has he been a mentor to you in the early part of your coaching career?
You know, a lot. I mean, I love Jay Norvell. I was just talking with him on the phone a couple weeks ago, and he was really big for me. You know, getting me started and coaching wise and taking me under his wing. You know, I know a lot of those guys over there, and you know, it's all fun and games. We're friendly off the field, but week 3 we're coming after them.
Coach Prime said that Travis Hunter loves playing wide receiver, whereas corner is just something he's really good at. Do you get that sense?
Like I said, you know, he is a natural receiver. He played receiver in high school. You know, he's just a freak athlete, right? But you know, I do think he enjoys the position. I think he enjoys running routes, making defenders look bad. I think that's something he takes a lot of pride in, which I like, and he likes scoring touchdowns, man. So we just need to keep him coming along.
Jimmy Horn earned his number this week. 2 questions. What do you see from him, and who do you see next within your group getting their number? I'm not going to throw out any names to who's next. I don't want them to get too big-headed on me, and I want them to finish off the week strong. There might be 1 or 2 more candidates. You know, Jimmy is obviously, if you earn a number, that means you got my trust. Okay, so Jimmy's a guy who's consistently earned my trust every day up until this point in spring ball. Okay, he's just got to keep his number now. Okay, I mean, he had some mental errors today, you know, in some critical situations. You know, you're a guy with a number right now. We got to be able to rely on you, and you got to be able to make those plays for us. We got to count on you. So he's got to keep that steady pace. Don't get too high, don't get too low. He's got to continue to play the next play for us every day.
How did that work? Did you go to coach and say, hey, I think Jimmy's ready for his number?
Yep. At the end of the week, coach just asked us who deserves a number, and I think Jimmy had earned it to this point.
you've got a lot of receivers set to join the mix this summer. How much are you going to lean on guys like Jimmy that have gone through a set of practices to kind of help you bring those new guys along?
Yeah, that just comes along with being in the group and you know, holding guys accountable, holding guys to the standard that we've set here. You know, you've been here in the spring. You know what the heck is going on. So now we got new guys coming in that we're going to depend on to play for us, to win games for us in the fall. So it's a collective group effort to make sure everyone's on the same page.
Ramping up for the spring game, what are you looking out of your group to get out of that spring game and those practice preceding that?
I just want to see him compete and execute the offense, you know, and right now I think we got to get set a little faster. We got to play with a little more sense of urgency. We still got some stuff to clean up. We still got some missed assignments. I want to see our guys compete at a high level. I want to see them strain, and I want to see them play fundamentally sound and execute their assignment.
Your reaction to having a sold-out spring game?
Awesome. Lights on us, man, so we got to show out.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.